A not infrequent cause of diminishing energy is staleness. The pressure, monotony, and unceasing continuity of responsibilities dull the freshness of mind which a person must have to approach his work successfully. As an athlete goes stale, so does the individual. Whatever his occupation, tend to come upon dry and arid periods. During such a condition of mind, the expenditure of greater energy is required to do with difficulty what one formerly did with comparative ease. As a result, the vital powers are hard to put it to supply the force required, and the individual often loses his grip and power. A solution for this state of mind was employed by a prominent business leader, president of the board of trustees of a certain university. A professor who had formerly been outstanding and extraordinarily popular had begun to slip in teaching ability and in the power to interest students. It was the verdict of the students as well as the private opinion of the trustees that this teacher must either recover his former capacity to teach with interest and enthusiasm, or it would be necessary to replace him. This latter expedient was entertained with hesitancy for the reason that there still remained a normal expectancy of several active years before he reached the age of retirement. The businessman above referred to ask the professor to come to his office and announced to him that the board of trustees was giving him a 6 months leave of absence with all expenses paid and with full salary. There was only one stipulation, and that was that he go away to a place of rest and give himself over to gaining a complete renewal of strength and energy. The businessman invited him to use a cabin which he himself owned in a wilderness setting and made the curious suggestion that he take no books except one book, the Bible. He suggested that the professor's daily program be walking, fishing, and some manual work in the garden, that he read the Bible every day for such a period as would enable him to read the book through 3 times in the 6 months. He further suggested that he memorize as many passages as possible for the purpose of saturating his mind with the great words and ideas which the book contains. The businessman said, "I believe that if you spend 6 months outdoors, chopping wood, digging in the soil, reading the Bible, and fishing in the deep lakes, you will become a new man." The professor agreed to this unique proposal. His adjustment to this radically different mode of life was an easier one than he or anyone who knew him expected. In fact, he was surprised to find that he actually liked it. After he became conditioned to active outdoor living, he discovered that it had an immense appeal for him. He missed his intellectual associates and his reading for a while, but forced back upon the Bible, his only book. He became immersed in it, and to his amazement found, as he put it, a library within itself. In its pages he found faith and peace and power. In the 6 months he was a new man. The businessman now tells me that this professor has become, as he puts it, a person of compelling power. Staleness passed away. The old-time energy returned. Power shrugged back. Zest for living was renewed.